Are you ready for our next comedian? Woo! Woo! We seem a little off. It's like our whole crowd has an inner ear infection, I think. Are you guys ready for our first comedian of the night?
Yes, sir!
That's what I want to hear! Let's make some noise for Bradley Logan! Come on! Oh, not a very good intro.
Are we just gonna sit in it? No, I wasn't planning on saying it. I'm gonna tell you guys the story of my life. We're gonna paint a picture. I'm a big fan of Bob Ross. This first one, my mom always told me about 2 beers deep. We're gonna keep that same theme. She would always tell me my parents, they worked in a restaurant together. They were 20 and 22. The hell? And she would always tell me this story about she was real pregnant. Their water broke and she's freaking out and screaming down the highway, oh my gosh, and she doesn't know. She's like so scared, and then the rooster comes on. And she's like, oh, I ain't gonna die, you know? And she was like, fuck yeah, we're gonna make it. And I can't tell you how many times I heard that story, like, half drunk, blah, blah, blah. It was a great time. While she's cooking and telling me my dad taught her how. And she was asking me what song I was listening to. And I was, Alice in Chains, I said, Man in the Box. And I realized I was the man in her box. Yeah, you got me. He saw it coming. Right after my dad. He was a good guy. And a few years later in elementary school, I started off at a bad neighborhood, and then they sent me to a gifted program, like, in the ghetto, though. So, like, at the first school, they'd be like, was that gunshots? And then at the second school, they'd be like, yeah, those were gunshots. You know? In middle school, I was pretty nerdy. I was captain of the scholastic ball team.
Oh, yeah.
I got pretty quick with the Rubik's Cube. Thank you, Wesley. And I never gave that theme up, really. I went into high school, though, and I started falling off. My grades were still good, but I started selling a little pot, and I'd take these funny little pieces of paper and make you see colors. Different story, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I went to college, and I dropped out. It was fun while it lasted. And then I was like, what am I gonna do, you know? So I went back to my roots, where it all started. You know, the classic love story, the bartender and the cook, you know? And getting pussy in a restaurant, it's not too hard. And I was sitting at the bar after work, and my coworker came up to me, and they're like, what are you still doing here? I'm like, I can't drive. And they're like, when'd you get a DUI? And I was like, no, I actually have epilepsy. It's a whole story. It's the worst part about having a seizure. You gotta tell everybody, no, I didn't have a DUI. And she's like, heck, I'll give you a ride home, no problem. And we're talking, she's giving me a ride. And she's, you know, my parents will give my kid a ride to school in the morning. You can just stop and have a drink if you want. Yeah, that's a loaded sentence. Let's break that down. She's a single mom. She's living at home. She's putting out, you know? So I'm like, heck yeah, let's get it. The last thing I remember was thinking, like, should I take another shot? And apparently I did. And I was like, whose jacket is this? What's going on? And I was like, who filled up that condom? You know, apparently it was me. And the restaurant, it wasn't all bad. Martina, she taught me a little bit. Gas station. I mean, she needs a ride home. But sleeping with that coworker, it was a mistake, because once you're getting rides from somebody, like, people start to notice. And they're like, hey, what's up with that Riley? I'm rolling silverware. And there's this guy my dad's age. He's literally, like, right next to me, and she kisses weird, doesn't she? I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, it was the worst. It sucks being Eskimo brothers to the guy, like guys, your retirement account doing, you know? Shit. Dating's harder nowadays, though. I'm 24, I'm balding. I still get acne. I'm hoping on a second puberty. But it's kind of like fishing with a shotgun. I don't know if any of you are familiar. You're only hitting something if it's big. And yeah, I cook what I catch, so you know I don't have the opportunity to starve. I'm a skinny guy. Once I had a little lady. She was real nice, and she was like, "Oh, that's big." I was like, "That's kind of rude." You know? Would you think it was small? I'm not saying I'm hung like a horse, but I can handle a heifer. Right? I like big girls, but they don't like it when you tell them that. But I was like, I was talking to her, and the whole ordeal was done. I was like, "Gee whiz, Toots, be a regular old Hoover over here." That was crazy. And she broke my little heart. She goes, "Yeah, I've had some practice, like a blue collar worker or something. Yeah, I laid that tile." It's like, fuck, man. I was hoping she was a natural talent or something, but she was just a little dirty whore. Yeah, thank you guys. That's my time.
Oh, and now I'm disconnected. Oh, well, we'll see if this works. Anyways, hey, give it up for Bradley Scroggins, everybody.